Hello there everyone, welcome to pressfortruth.tv and the very first video blog of 2012. Thank you so much for subscribing and for supporting independent media. I'm so excited to get this kickstarted and get going at this. And I want to let you know that over time I really want to develop this into something better. I just want it to constantly get better. So if you have any kind of suggestions or tips or anything that you think could make this better, just feel free to email me at support@pressfortruth.tv and I'll be sure to look at it. And if you have any news tips, any kind of topical, timely, important news that you feel needs to be discussed, email me at that email address with the subject tips, and I'll be sure to check it out. We're going to be exploring many topics together over the next few days, weeks, months, and years. And again, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Today I was going to talk about SOPA, the Stop Online Piracy Act, which is currently being debated down in the States. It's going to have a huge effect on us Canadians, so it's extremely important. However, just yesterday I decided that I would like to make a full-blown video on that one, shoot something, edit it, music, the whole 9 yards, and put it out for this Wednesday's weekly video, rather than just do a vlog on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I just decided to do that yesterday. So then last night it hit me. I was like, oh, I need something else to talk about tomorrow now. And this is very much going to be on a day-to-day basis. So considering it's the first day of 2012, it's the first broadcast of 2012, why not talk about the whole 2012 phenomenon in general? I remember first hearing about it, this whole concept of the Mayans calendar ending on December 21st, 2012, and it being the apocalypse and the end of the world. I remember hearing about that long time ago. In fact, there was a particular instance way back when I was in high school where we were talking about just that, learning about this date of December 21st and the prediction from the Mayans. And over time, looking into it further, I eventually learned that the Mayans weren't predicting the end of the world. They weren't saying that the apocalypse was going to happen on December 21st, 2012. They were merely charting a cycle. They had the ability to map out the stars and to be able to tell some things that would happen in the future. For example, they could predict when an eclipse would happen, and right down to the very hour that it would take place. They could foresee that, thousands of years before it would happen. So that's what they did. They charted this cycle, which I believe is a 26,000 year cycle, which merely suggests that humanity is moving into a new era, a new age, if you will. And that's where a lot of these new age concepts come from, this idea that we're moving from the age of Pisces and that we're moving into this age of Aquarius, and that humans are spiritually evolving, and that there's going to be a shift in consciousness for all of humanity. And I personally think that's a bit of a dangerous road to go down, because as I've said many times before, and I'll say it again, it's so much easier to control and to manipulate one unified singular consciousness than it is to control 7 billion individual ones. So I'm not necessarily saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying it's not necessarily a good thing. But as for people discussing what may or may not happen, There's even modern day scientists who will tell you that yes, the planets are aligning in such a way that they haven't in some 26,000 years, and there's potential for the poles to shift, the north and south poles to shift off of their axis by a little bit, causing chaos and destruction all over the world. And you know, is this going to be the end? You know, I don't know. I don't think so, but I personally believe that no man knows the hour when that will happen. But what is interesting is that there's other cultures, other people around the world, in different areas of the world, at different times, have also come up with this idea that something significant is going to happen to humanity in 2012. In fact, the Chinese, one of their ancient texts, the I Ching, which I believe was written like 3,000 years ago or something, also suggests that something significant is going to happen to humanity in the year 2012. And there are many others. There's many of you, I'm sure, have heard of, some would call him a prophet. I most certainly would not. A false prophet, maybe, at best. But Nostradamus, who also predicted that something significant is going to happen around that time. So it is very interesting that the Mayans in Mexico and the Chinese with their I Ching and others, Europe and the Americas and all over the world at different times, have come up with this idea that something significant is going to happen to humanity in the year 2012. So that is no doubt very interesting. And I think that the global elite, the current puppet string pullers, are well aware that we are all paying attention to this very closely this year. I mean, everybody's going to be talking about it. The whole world is going to be aware of this whole concept. There's no doubt all year there's going to be a lot of TV programs, there's going to be a lot of things talking about this whole end of the world thing. So everybody's going to be thinking about it. And no doubt the global elite can use that as an opportunity to gain more control, because when global problems call for global solutions, basically. So when everybody is united on this particular issue, the global elite certainly can usurp it and take it over and co-opt it and use it to their advantage to gain more control, to unite the world together into one for this singular world government, this new world order. And it's such a tricky one, because obviously people do need to work together. We need to network with each other. We need to work together. However, when it's done on a global scale, and when the elite are calling for unification in the name of peace and security, that's when some alarm bells should be going off, and we should be thinking this is a part of the globalist agenda to unite us all on the same page in order to achieve their new world order goals. So anyways, guys, I'll leave you with that for today. I just wanted to briefly touch on that. I want to explore this more in the future, in particular the New Age concept of a spiritual evolution and a shift in consciousness. I feel it's important to talk about this because I know a lot of people believe that that is what's going to happen. So no doubt there'll be a lot more time to get into this more in the near future. But as for now, I'll leave you with that, to think about that for today. So thanks for listening, guys. And yeah, first broadcast of 2012. So excited. I hope that maybe in a year from now, or maybe even 6 months from now, or sooner than 6 months from now, we'll all look back at this first broadcast and say, wow, look how far it's come since the first one. But of course that all depends on how many subscribers I get. It depends on how I can evolve this thing. So tell your friends, tell your family, and thank you for subscribing. And yeah, guys, together we're going to continue to smash that pyramid one brick at a time. So thanks for tuning in today, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay, take care.